Have any of you been to Belize?
Yes.
It's awesome, right? You've got beautiful islands and crystal blue seas. You can swim with tropical fish and climb through mysterious jungles. When I was at Northwestern, I organized a trip for 25 of my classmates to Belize. It was pretty easy to plan, but there was one thing everyone cautioned us about: the botfly. Botflies are metallic colored flies only found in the jungles of Central America. They're actually kind of punk. Their babies, on the other hand, are disgusting. They're tiny maggots that can gestate inside humans. They burrow under your skin and feast on human flesh until they birth after a month. They're carried around and implanted by mosquitoes. I wasn't stressed about botflies. My pasty Irish skin is good for one thing: mosquitoes do not like it. You know how there's people who get tons of mosquito bites all summer? I only get one at most. Just in case, though, I bought clothes with bug spray in it, and I wore them the whole time I was in the jungle. I was a sweaty beast, but I was not getting a botfly. The trip was awesome. To sum it up in a tweet, it would have been like, unbelievable week, hashtag rum diaries, hashtag jumped off waterfalls, hashtag swam with sharks, hashtag coming back both show. After Belize, I went to Costa Rica with my best friend to take surfing lessons. I know, FML, right? A few days into our time in Costa Rica, my best friend pointed to me and said, "What is that welt on your back?"
Oh no.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "That big pink lump on your back. Is it a mosquito bite?" I don't get it. But something was back there, and when she pointed it out, it itched like crazy. Google said it was an infected mosquito bite, but I don't get mosquito bites. That's not who I am. Plus, I was totally covered every second I was in that jungle. But it definitely wasn't a botfly. The odds of getting a botfly are so low, there are literally no statistics. It's so rare. And it's not like the one time I get a mosquito bite, it's going to be the worst kind of bite you could get. One afternoon, my friend was flirting with a bartender. The infected bug bite started to burn and tingle. Separately, totally unrelated to the burning and tingling, I was curious and I decided to research more about botflies. Because I was in Costa Rica, Google brought up all these local Central American sites showing how to get rid of botflies. The #1 way to get rid of a botfly is to smoke it out. You take a glass Coke bottle, light a match inside, put it over the bite, and suffocate the bug. It emerges and chokes in the smoke and then dies. I pictured this must have taken place at a tribal ceremony with face-painted dancers chanting and hopping while the chief prepares the smoke bottle. And you have to wait for a 3/4 moon, sacrificing a baby botfly to the jungle gods so you have a good sugarcane harvest. Thankfully, I did not have a botfly, and if I ever did, American medicine would be way better than that Central American witch doctor shit. I went back to Evanston, and I had nothing to declare at customs because I did not have a botfly. There was this time we swam in a jungle river, and I took my shirt off to swim for 20 minutes. Nope, nothing to declare. I iced my back for a few weeks, especially when my bite started to burn. I would put ice on it right away, because Google said that's what you do for an infected bug bite. On September 9th, my brother Michael sent me an email at 9 a.m. It read, "Liz, welcome back. You should check yourself for one of these." Followed by a link to a 5-minute video of a woman documenting the removal of a botfly from the top of her head.
Oh God.
The woman had been diagnosed with a botfly by her doctors and was supposed to get it out the next morning and go to the doctor. But during the night, her head burned while the botfly ate her flesh, so she made her boyfriend remove it while she recorded it with a camera. The woman was equally panicked about the botfly clinging to her skull and keeping the botfly in the shot of the video. A true filmmaker. It took them 32 hours and 2 doctor visits to get it out.
Oh.
That video ate at me all day. I didn't have a botfly, but how could I prove it to myself? I dove deep down the internet rabbit hole to find out. Okay, so now the botfly lives below the surface of the skin, and occasionally it sends a tentacle to the surface for air, like a submarine under your skin. To find out if you have a botfly, you have to cover the bite area in Vaseline so you can suffocate it. If you do have a botfly, it sends the tentacle to the surface to breathe and creates a blowhole in the Vaseline like... My mosquito bite was on my back, so I needed a lab assistant with the experiment where I would prove to myself that I did not have a botfly. My roommate Steph was kind enough to help me out. We went into the bathroom and she covered the pink bump on my back with Vaseline and we waited. A few minutes go by, no blowhole, of course. Thinking to myself, like, this is so dumb. I watched that video again and again, and it's ridiculous. That nasty bitch filming herself with her botfly. The internet, it will mess you up. And Steph was over it. She was like, nothing's happening. How much longer do you want to... Oh my god, it's a blowhole. That's not funny. Cool, it's breathing. It was a blowhole. I had a fucking black botfly, people. I was like, get it out, Steph, get it out. Steph could not get it out. She got herself out of the situation. There was only one thing I could do. I called my mom. And she took me to the ER at Evanston Hospital. I wanted to take an ambulance, but she talked me out of it. The triage nurse did not even know what I was talking about. I had to show her the video. By the time I saw an actual doctor, he was like, wow, I've never seen one of these before. Mind if I bring in some other doctors to take a look? As I lay like face down on the operating table, every doctor in the hospital came in, including the head of the hospital. I was like the superstar of the ER that night. They decided to slice me up and use a small vacuum to suck the botfly out. They didn't put me on nurse, so I was awake for the whole thing. It was actually exciting as they like hunted around for the intruder in my body. I heard like, I see it! Amazing! Let's get that sucker! It was like one of those hunts in Britain where like they race through the woods and teams of people whoop and cheer. They wanted to include me in the Evanston Hospital Medical Journal. It was quite an honor. Finally, I heard, hey man, I don't see anything in the vacuum bag. There was no sign of the botfly in the bag or anywhere near the incision. Oh. The botfly had gone into hiding deep in my back. These well-trained American doctors would have another plan, right? They gave up. They slinked out of the ER, and 10 minutes later, they sent an intern to let me know that they had to sew me up and send me to a dermatologist the next day. I was freaking. I did not sleep. All I could think about was that botfly roaming around in my body and snapping on my flesh. Finally, I got to the derm, and he rooted around in my back and concluded that the butchers at the ER had probably killed the botfly by slicing off that tentacle. And it was inside me, probably dead. Oh, shit. Dead botfly in my body. He had to take out a whole chunk of my back to be sure it wasn't decomposing back there, and I still have the scar.
Oh my god.
The derm also told me the best way to get rid of a botfly, should I ever host another, to get rid of a botfly, you suffocate it with Vaseline, and then you place a thick piece of bacon on top of it. The botfly will run out of air, stick the tentacle up, taste that salty sweetness, and move right into the bacon.
Wow.
So after the ER and the doctors and the surgeries all failed me, the best that modern medicine can do was some Midwestern witch doctor shit. So because I kept lying to myself, I gave that little maggot 3 weeks of free room and board. I would have been better off if I sacrificed that botfly under a 3/4 moon down in Central America.